we're going to talk about some of the most common mistakes that women make in dating. And Marcus, before we get started into this, you and I were talking, and really our intention here is to serve women and create an awareness around this, not to make anybody feel bad or beat ourselves up, because I personally have shot myself in the foot so many times back when I was dating that it's a wonder I could walk.
Exactly.
Our intention is to serve.
Yeah, I've made more mistakes than just about anyone I know, man or woman, more rejections than all my clients put together. So very much coming from a place of, here's some ideas to think about. You know, if you take one thing away, my recommendation would be take one thing away from the interview and just action on that. And then maybe if you're feeling good, you feel like you've nailed that in a couple of months' time, come back and take one more. It's really about simplifying it and just taking out one thing that you can do better so that you're not overwhelmed by anything.
Mm-hmm. So I know, Mark, you work with women from all around the world of all different ages, and I know women come to you for your wonderful advice and to get your perspective. And I'm just curious if you can start sharing with us some of the more common mistakes or traps or things that happen with women in dating that really might benefit them to have a deeper understanding or take a closer look at.
Definitely. To put these in context, the majority, or in fact all of what we're going to talk about today, has either come from mistakes that I personally made over and over again, or in most cases I made them, and then I have women coming to me every week for coaching who are making these mistakes. So these are simple little things that you go, okay, that's a thing I can change, that's a thing I can improve on. And if you improve any one of these areas alone and just take maybe the area where you go, oh, that's my weak area, make it your strength, you're going to have a tremendous shift in your results with men, your interactions, and just your general life happiness. The first one's super obvious, and I was more guilty of this, I think, than anyone else, is just not getting out there. Not meeting enough men, not putting yourself out there. You know, there's kind of this thing in society where we have this almost it'll just happen kind of by accident attitude. Mm-hmm. And it's propagated by the people where it does, right? Because you occasionally hear these where I was doing nothing and he just walked into work one day and there he was and it was perfect. And there's a few of us where that occasionally happens. But for my clients, I don't want to leave that stuff to chance. And in my own life, I didn't want to leave that to chance either. You know, I was meeting very, very few women. And when I very occasionally did, it was severely exposed how poor my skills, both interacting with and understanding women, were. So on the very rare occasion where I would meet a woman I was attracted to, you know, I'd lack confidence, I didn't feel masculine, I'd lack assertiveness, all the things that women love on an attraction level. I wasn't meeting enough people to have a chance to actually use them and practice them and find someone who was right for me. So I really encourage those clients who come to me. One of the first things I ask is, you know, if you're in a great place in your life and if you're feeling confident, are you meeting people to apply that confidence? You know, are you getting out there? And even if you're not feeling that confident, you know, can we get you out there? Just get the hands dirty a little bit, you know, just start practicing. Me and Michelle were talking even about videos before this call, just about confidence on video and how sometimes you just have to get your hands dirty and get into it. And that was very much my experience, not just with dating, but even with something completely different, even with YouTube, is you've just got to get comfortable not being that comfortable or that good at things for a while. And I really want my clients to be not just interacting with men regularly, but either having good interactions. So that is they meet a guy at the coffee store and instead of just doing the usual, oh, thanks for the coffee, they get into it. Like, how's your day? You know, what are you up to after work? They just dive a little deeper throughout their interactions. And online, they're talking to guys regularly on the phone. So they're not stuck to texting. They're getting real conversations on a regular basis. If you're not doing that and your goal is to meet Mr. Right or to have better connections with men, that's the simple, very first thing that you can start doing. Forget everything else and just focus on how many real interactions can I be getting on a regular basis?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think this one is so important, and it can be easy, I think, for all of us to just kind of get stuck in our routines. We go the same places, we see the same people, and then we start getting like tunnel vision and going, there's no one out there. There's no one, but it's because Yeah, exactly. And
You know, my clients will say this to me. They say, Mark, there's no men in this city. And I will literally Google the population of their city, halve it, and say, so you've met all of these ones, have you? It's just millions. Then I get this sheepish look back and I say, it's never a lack of resources. It's lack of resourcefulness. And unless you live in a tiny, tiny town, and occasionally that does happen and you have to make recompenses for it, like less than 10,000 people town. Unless you live there, I am always saying, hey, where there is a true will, there is a way. If I gave you money to do this, I guarantee you'd find a way.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. Yeah, so creating more opportunity to see and be seen. And I think one of the keys to this too is just getting used to interacting with people, men, in the case of women, if you're wanting to meet a man, just getting in the practice of interacting with men just in your day-to-day life and conversations, even if they're not your guy, even if they're not available, even if you're not attracted to them, so that when you do meet someone you're interested in, you don't get all tongue-tied and you can't even think of anything to speak, let alone remember your own name.
Exactly. What you want is to have enough interactions under your belt that the attractive guy comes up, whom you meet on a fairly regular basis, like different attractive guys, and you're sweet because you know you'll meet another one tomorrow or the next day. So you're just so relaxed that he's like, who is this woman? How is she so relaxed and confident around me?
Mm-hmm. You know, and I've been married now to my husband for 12 years, so it's been a while since I've been actively trying to meet someone. But I was reminded of this. This is kind of a funny story. I was reminded of this because my father spent a significant amount of time in the hospital a few months ago with a huge back surgery, and then he was in this rehab unit. And in this rehab unit, there was like this really hunky, good-looking guy that was helping my dad with his rehab. And I mean, I was just, I'm a married woman, but I'm not blind. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this guy is just hot. And I was tongue-tied trying to talk to him. I was just talking to him about my dad's condition and everything, but I could hardly remember my own name. And so I was just saying, and I wasn't trying to pick him up. I was just like, oh my gosh, he's so gorgeous. I could hardly remember my own name.
Yeah, I can't even speak around you. You're so pretty.
And so I'm just saying it had been a while since I remembered like what that was like on a personal level. And so that's the reason why it's good to just get really relaxed and comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if that's an area for you now, if you're watching this and like one of my clients, you kind of go, I'm not really meeting that many men, maybe one or two real interactions per week. Just take this away from the interview today. Just say, all right, that's the thing I'm gonna make my weakness my strength. I'm gonna take that to 5 times somehow. I'm gonna put myself out there, talk to some people, occasionally get rejected. It's fine. Be my own best friend if that happens, and shift that and everything else. That was the first thing for me. Was I sort of said, well, if nothing else, I'm just meeting lots of people that scare me all the time. That's got to lead to something good.